Hello, this is Steve from Beaute's Leatherworks. Today's project is this very cool looking shoe. I love the pattern. It's a beautiful shoe. There's two pairs, brown one and a black one. Now this customer found me on YouTube and he contacted me. He said he's got some shoes that he wants some work done. I said, well, why don't you send me some pictures and let me look at them and see what I could come up with. As you can see, they're fairly new shoes, okay? And I was kind of curious and to find out what the customer wanted. Well, it turns out that it wasn't made very good. I mean, the exterior, the uppers are beautiful. I think they did a gorgeous job. But unfortunately, they lack the finer details in assembly when they made the bottoms. So, after several communications back and forth, what we decided to do is to remove all this, to do a JR sole, and he wants a thin rubber protectant over on top of it, like sole guard. Okay. Now, this is a Blake stitch shoe, which basically it's stitched from the inside of the shoe. But when we get it done, it's going to be a rapid Blake stitch shoe. I'm going to explain to you guys what that is along the way when we start taking it apart, so you'll know the difference. Okay, all right, let's get started. All right, let's get started. You know, it's too bad. You know, these are good. I hate when this thing moves. There we go. That eerie sound that makes, that, oh God, it's like when you run your fingernails on chalk. Ugh. Anyways, I was saying, it's a nice shoe. It's a very cool looking shoe, but man, did they cut corners on the construction phase of it, you know. I mean, you've got nails that's holding the heel block on, but nothing holding the sole to the shoe. That doesn't make any sense to me, you know. But once we get done, this is going to be very secure. It's not going anywhere. So I'm going to sand this down real quick, so we can put the JR sole on top. All right, let's continue. Okay, while the sole is drying, if I can speak tonight, while the sole is drying, I'm going to explain to you guys what the difference are between Blake stitch and Goodyear welt and rapid Blake stitched. Okay, basically Blake stitched are same as McKay stitched. Okay, they stitch from the inside of the shoe. The sole gets glued on. Okay, some manufacturers, like the other day when I was doing the Ferragamo shoes, it's just basically just glued onto the uppers, just like that. And some manufacturers, what they'll do is they'll glue it and then they'll run a stitch on there from inside of the shoe. Okay, that's called the Blake stitched. Okay, now this is a glue-on construction, right? The uppers, it gets glued to the footbed right there. That's what you're stepping on. Now this is a Goodyear construction. Okay, basically you've got this piece of leather right here, okay, and it's stitched to the uppers, to the gemming right here. This piece of fabric that you're seeing, it's called a gemming. Okay, it's all stitched together like that. Now this is basically mass production, how it's done with the welt and the gemming. Okay, custom shoemakers don't do it that way. Some of the quality shoemakers. This is a poor example. I just mocked this up to show you guys the difference. So imagine if this is the footbed, same as that. So the uppers would come here and literally it would get stitched to this piece. This is called a holdfast. This is just a piece of leather which, you know, carved the little channel right there, so the stitches will go right through it, the uppers and the welt together, stitched all the way around. Now this is a solid construction of quality footwear, okay? Most of the custom shoemakers will do it this way because this is about the only right way to make a shoe. But unfortunately, you're not going to get that with the mass production. It's just not possible. This is stitched by machine. It's a Goodyear. It's called a Goodyear welted machine. It's just like an outsole stitching, and it stitches it on real fast. Probably about 20 seconds, they'll stitch the whole thing on there. Repair shops don't have those machines. Repair shops all do it by hand, basically. Okay, now getting back to the Blake stitch. What's a rapid Blake stitch? Okay, a rapid Blake stitch is same process. It gets stitched from inside, and then you come on the outside here like a Goodyear welted stitch. Like a stitch like that, you see? We're going to stitch that just like we're doing a Goodyear welted shoe. What's the benefit of that? Well, first, it'll dress that up a little bit to make it look like it's a Goodyear welted shoe. Second, I think the more pressure you have holding these three pieces together, you've got the welt, you've got the midsole, and you got the outer sole all stitched together. It's nice and tight. We'll get a good bond, and hopefully it'll last for many years to come. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to do a rapid Blake stitched shoe. Okay, I hope that made sense. Once the sole's done, we're going to come in and put a thin rubber sole. After we stitch everything, we're going to put a thin rubber sole on top of that, so it'll be like a sole guard. If that wears down, the customer can always get it changed down the road. Now, the customer's not that close. He's in Dubai. Yes, you heard me, Dubai, Arab Emirates. And he found me on YouTube, like I said, and he wanted to send it. He wanted me to do the job. I'm like, no problem. You know, whatever you want. You want to send it? I'll be glad to do it. So, all right. Now, we're going to use a JR Flex. This is a little bit, well, I shouldn't say a little bit. It's a lot more flexible than the regular JR soles. Okay? We're going to use this because I don't want it to be too stiff for the customer, because you got the midsole and you got this, and then you got the sole on top of that. So I figured that this will be a good way to kind of keep the flexibility in motion so he doesn't have to break them in once he starts wearing them. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, it's hammer time. Yes, sir. Get ready, children and adults. I always start with the shank area here, that curve like that, because that curve is, you know, this curve here. Okay. And go all the way around. All right. It's coming along. I mean, it's not a complicated repair, right? But, you know, a lot of planning went into it before we even knew what we were doing. We talked about it, and we finally came up with this idea. And the customer was happy. And once I get done with it, it's going to be nice. Now, don't try this at home, okay? Seriously, it's a sharp knife. Well, you can if you want. Now, I know I'm cutting towards me, right? Okay, I know it's like against everybody's training or learning curve that you're not supposed to pull it towards you. But you got to remember that even though when I have my thumb here, I don't pull it towards my thumb, okay? I don't go like this. I go like this. It misses my thumb, okay? But this one here, because it's a little bit hard to cut, we're going to keep the thumb inside. Now, some people use a curved knife. It's called a lip knife. I don't use that. I tried that and I can't do it. Have I cut a shoe before? One time I was going around the toe, I nicked the tip a little bit, right? I mean, little, very minor. One of the viewers said, well, I guess you cut the hell out of that toe, Steve. And I didn't know what he was talking about until I went to look at it. Sure enough, it was a minor scratch on there. It wasn't bad. Nothing I couldn't fix. You know, I sanded it and made it work. I mean, accidents happen, but I'm very careful with that. I'd rather not go through all that headache. I guess people are paying attention when they watch my videos. Woohoo! Well, good. I'm glad they are. All right, let's continue. Okay, so this product is called Svig, S-V-I-G, right? Now, if you look at this very carefully, you'll see the Svig letters in here. It's hard to see it. It's pretty cleverly designed in there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's in there, S-V-I-G. This is the Crispino pattern, okay? What the hell is it? Now I'm having a hard time seeing it. Oh, it's in there. Let's see. Where did it go? Right by my finger, right there. You guys see it? Anyway, so this is the Crispino pattern, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut that similar shape as that here. Now we have brown and we have black, but obviously the brown's going to go on the brown. This is black. It'll go on the black. Now I'm just going to make a pattern. I'm not going to use this black one on this brown one. Okay. I'm just going to do a pattern and see if we can come up with an idea here. All right. Because I think that if you look here, see the wear pattern? See how I was wearing it there? So we're going to bring this line a little bit lower, right about here, like that. That way, what he's walking on will be the rubber sole, not the actual leather itself. Therefore, it'll last longer. I just thought of something. It's gonna look good. That'll be awesome. No, I'm not gonna tell you just yet. Oh my god. Well, think it'll work? I'm not gonna tell you. I'll show you. Not yet. I don't know if it's going to work or not. Okay, not too bad. Similar, not the same, but similar, right? I think it's going to be really, really cool once it gets done. Especially if we do like the black and the black shoe and then brown and the brown shoe. I think it'll be awesome. So this is just a rough line, right? Yeah, see that? Something doesn't look right. Gotta be a little bit more curved on this side, I think. Okay, you get the idea. All right, so I'm gonna try something. Yeah, it's got to be curved a little bit there. See, it doesn't look the same here. See this curve here? It's not as much as curved there, so I'm gonna have to curve that a little bit more. Now remember, this is our first pattern, right? So all the other ones will mimic this pattern. So we got to make sure that we get this right. I think that's better. I'm going to sand that, of course, make that a little bit more straighter. I think it'll look real nice. All right, let's continue. Okay, now check this out. So this stitch here is the Blake stitched all the way around. And then this second row here is the Goodyear outsole stitched. Now you see, change the whole look of the shoe by putting a stitch there. See that? Now we get to nail the back of the heel. Remember that heel was flopping in the back because it wasn't secured to the shoe. So what we're going to do, we're going to basically nail it Now, do we need this many nails in the back? No. Is it overkill? Yes. But you know what I'd hate? I'd hate for the customer to have an issue and I have to shift the damn things back. No, no. I had that happen one time. The guy was in Tokyo. He sent 3 pairs of Allen Edmonds for some work, and sure enough, I forgot to do the heels. Oh my god, man! He contacted me. He goes, "Steve, those shoes look great." He says, "Just a little tiny little bit of an issue." I go, "What? What happened? You don't like the job?" He goes, "I love the job." He goes, "But you forgot to do the heels." I go, "What? Get out of here. Get them out of here." And sure enough, anyway, I told the guy, I said, "Look, okay, ship it back. I'll pay for the postage all the way from Tokyo." My luck, he wasn't down the street. He was in Tokyo, for crying out loud. Of all places. Anyway, it turned out okay. You know, he sent them back. I redid them. So I don't want this issue with this one, right? I want to make sure that this thing is solid now. I mean, it's not going anywhere. And once the heel blocks come in, we're going to nail the heel box from inside. Man, that's going to be like, forget about it. Okay. So we cut the little notch out right there for the sole guard. We're going to go ahead and glue that on there. But my battery's running low. But I have a surprise for you guys. I already tried it out. It's going to work good. It's going to look good. All right, let's continue. All right, we're coming along just fine. Thought I'd give you guys a little bit more hammer time before I moved on to the finishing touches. No, that's not enough. We got one more shoe to do. You guys are crazy. You crazy. All right. Oh, I cut my thumb. I knew somebody was going to ask, "Hey, what happened to your thumb, man?" I cut it, man. I was bored and I thought I'd put a blade to it. Damn, this thing is still moving. Ah, screech. Cool. Oh, I gotta nail that heel still. Not bad, not bad. It's coming along just fine. Got my heel blocks. Now, we don't want those there. Get rid of those. Now I got my heel blocks. I've nailed my heel blocks to secure that kind of nice and tight. Okay, now we get to glue our top lifts on there. More hammer time! I got 3 mores like that. 3 mores. Sometimes I forget how to speak English. You know what I'm saying? Cool. We are coming along just for a minute. It is windy outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that wind is howling out there. Can't hear it. I can hear it. Man, it's hot in here. Sweating. Well, I got my sweatshirt on. It's comfortable. It's a little bit hot. We are done with hammering. Okay. So we got 1 pair brown, 1 pair black. You guys see the difference in colors? Yep. 1 pair is for the brown pair, 1 pair is for the black pair. Therefore, this is for the black, and well, if you guys are colorblind, I mean, never mind. Guess I'm wasting my time. All right, let's continue. I just realized that I didn't show you guys what a Blake stitch machine was and what an outsole machine was. Now I stitched everything. This is the last shoe that I'm stitching, unfortunately. This is a Blake stitch shoe, right? This goes from the inside of the shoe to the outside. Okay, so we're going to turn the machine on, so the noise factor might be a little high. So, you know, don't complain that the noise level just went poof. All right. That wasn't too bad, was it? But unfortunately, I've already outsole stitched it. So I can't show you guys that. I know. I just thought about it. Well, I'm going to show you the machine that I use anyway, so that'll give you an idea of what an outsole stitcher does. Alright, let's see what we got here. Okay. This is a Landis L outsole stitcher. Basically what it does is it stitches a shoe like that from the outside, hence outsole stitching. Okay? So I know you don't see me in action stitching it, but it's okay, next time we'll get it. Alright, let's continue. We are back. All we got to do is put our nails from the inside to secure that heel base on. These are threaded nails, or ring shank nails, as some people call them. Once it's on there, man, it's very difficult to remove. My aim is not so good anymore. I still got it though. All right. She's getting there. We're almost there. Now we're going to trim the edges, dye it, and polish it up, condition it. Doesn't need much on the uppers, just kind of maybe conditioning up and shining them up, and she'll be ready to go. All right, let's continue. All right, welcome back. We're done with another project. I mean, the exterior was not bad to begin with, right? It was pretty good shape. Now we've got soles and heels, JR leather soles, with a little sticker in the middle. That's what I was talking about earlier that I just thought of. So I don't know, kind of looks cool. And we got French tips there, Lulu French tips. That's what they're called, Lulus. Now, because the shoe is narrow, right? It's longer. So when we walk, the longer the toes, the more you're going to get toe drag on the ground. This is going to prevent the toes from wearing out. Because they're longer, we don't pick our feet up higher to walk. We just walk normal because, you know, the length of it drags the ground more. So that's why you get pointy shoes. More narrow pattern shoes like this, you're always going to have the toe wear out fast because it wears out. Now again, this was the Swig material, Crispino, matching heels. Okay, we did the same on the brown, but in brown, not in black. I mean, they turned out pretty good. I think they're nice shoes. They're beautiful shoes. They're made by Zillery. I've never heard of this gentleman or this company. I mean, it's an okay shoe. It's leather lined, leather footbed, which is pretty cool, but they just missed some detail and, you know, structural issues that they didn't do. Remember, we added the stitches to it. Makes it more like a Goodyear welted shoe now. It's just for appearance. It's not really, you know, well, I guess somewhat of a structural because it's kind of bringing all those three pieces together and stitching them, but it's not a Goodyear welted shoe. It is just made to look like it's a Goodyear welted shoe. I like them. I mean, they're cool. Again, they're cool design. I like the style of them. Now I started this job last night, couldn't finish it. So it's morning now, and we put the final touches on it, and ready to go. This is for Mr. Sharif in Dubai. And you thought I wasn't going to videotape your shoes, huh? Well, I did. I told you I wasn't, but I thought I'd surprise you. Now, this particular job cost $435 per pair. Okay? And now I think it's going to last for many, many years to come. Only maintenance in the uppers. Clean and condition, polish them, but once in a while, that's all you need to do. Other than that, you're good to go. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed my video. Once again, if you like it, hit subscribe, that button, the bell, whatever it is, and we'd greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions, why don't you email me at bedos, BEDOS @yahoo.com. Alright, take care. We'll see you again next project.